joining, welcome. If you were here a few minutes ago, there was a bit of confusion because I had a live space a couple of days ago, and for some reason, YouTube had been updated with the new title, but Twitter had kept the previous title, so it was kind of promoting a different project, which was a little bit confusing for anyone that was joining because it didn't say Layer 1X. So now that has been kind of rectified. And what's strange is it's showing as still live. Oh no, no, it is live. Sorry, it was showing as live. Yeah, on the other one too. Yeah.
Wow.
So for anyone watching, I think there's one person in so far. Hopefully they come back in. Oh, I've got to put the link in, Anna. Oh no, don't need the link.
I don't know how to find it. Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a different space.
Yeah, share it. Did you share it in Discord?
I've not yet because I've only just gone live with it and I can't even see it. Oh, it's just come up now. So copy link. I'll bang it back in Discord.
Link. Where? How do we do this? Where can I do that? Need help.
Right, I've posted the link into Discord, Garrett. The L1X.
Cool. There's private chat video. Oh, you can do private chat too. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's private chat down here. Nice. This is a nice platform. I like this platform.
It's smooth. It's got the L1X colors about it as well, which is what makes me
yeah, it's nice and clean. I think this might be the next really good platform like this, like in place of Zoom, because this is so much nicer. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just going to get the YouTube, Twitter, the YouTube link. So I want to bang that into the chat as well.
My computer has a light on it. Weird.
Tell you, when you're flicking between multiple different screens, I mean, I don't know. On a mobile, it's stressful, but on a computer, it's easier and it's still hard work.
Oh,
there we go.
It's actually stressful for me on a computer and like second nature on my phone. It's second nature for me. I can do it all on my phone because like computers are, I never had one for the longest time. Now I do. Like I've had it and I don't use it as much. So I like it. Phones are just so easy. But it is nice to have multiple devices to swap in between things.
I'm just doing a post now for this space.
I am actually
come tap in to this Layer 1X community space, which is live.
It says crypto, CBO House Night Studios and all that live stream. Oh, that's your title. I'm actually really excited for the news of the X perks and the nodes. I think that's going to be a good AMA, the 13th, because they dropped the price. So now we're able to get more nodes, event listener nodes. Maybe that might also, if they lower the price of the full validator node, maybe that might give us a better opportunity. Maybe I can get one of those. Otherwise, the event listener nodes are good. I'm just really anxious to hear about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think because it's all about getting more nodes up and running, isn't it? So by dropping the price, it's allowing more people in that got into the private and public sale. Because once it goes live and this thing starts seeing like $1, $2, $5, them event listener, the event listener nodes and the full validator nodes, they're just going to get more and more out of reach for people.
Yes, they will.
And there's what, yeah. So like for us guys that got in early, it's nice to lower the price, because at the end of the day, once it launches, very few people are going to be able to afford them. Whereas right now, it's allowing the really early ones that trust and believe and support. It's just giving them that opportunity now, isn't it? Where before some people might not have had it.
Yeah, because I mean, 10,000, to be honest, is a lot of L1X, really. So to drop it down to 5,000, it really gets the opportunity, especially for anyone that only spent like $500 on the private sale. Then they do have that 5,000 that they can actually get the EVN. So, or event listener node, well, whatever. I'm not good with letters. ELN, that's right.
The ELNs or the FVNs.
ELN, yeah. ELN, FVN. Done. Got it.
Yeah. Like even for me, like when I first found out about L1X and I knew what I could afford to buy, I was looking at, okay, I'm never going to be able to afford a full validator node, but my intention was to get like two event listener nodes. But then, like, I suppose I should tell the same story as what I did before, because no one heard it, did they? So, like, when I
let's start over. We just started all over.
Yeah. So Layer 1X, for anyone that doesn't know, sorry, my internet's going funny. Is a Layer 1 blockchain, but it's the world's like true interoperable chain, which means it can speak any language. It can connect to EVM, non-EVM, public, private, hybrid. Doesn't really matter what chain it is. It's connected to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chains, Solana, Polygon, Fantom, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Optimism. In Q2, it's going to be connecting to the Bitcoin network, and full mainnet goes live on the 2nd of April. And I was lucky enough to find out about it just over a year ago, back in February, I think, or late February, very beginning of March. And I told the story a few times, but I was at work, jumped into some degen space on Twitter. Someone were talking about it, shot home. We're about an hour drive home, quick shower, hour drive to the Perth CBD, because that's where the offices were. And pretty much, yeah, the rest is history. Met the team, met Kevin, Matu, Mike. And then the next thing, I was kind of on the blower to Garrett and like saying, Garrett, I've found this. You've got to do a deep dive. You've got to check it out.
Yeah. And I got like a 14-minute long message. He actually was sending out messages one after another, and he just decided, you know what, I'm telling so many people that I'm just going to make a default message. It was like almost 15 minutes long, and it went on just laying out how amazing Layer 1X is, and it being a physical business, it having a real physical place in the world, the partnership with the blockchain division of the Perth, Australia campus. We just couldn't believe it. And I heard that they solved cross-chain interoperability without the use of bridges, and I was sold right away. That's all it took for me. I hate bridges. I just hate them. They're not safe. There's so much anxiety when bridging cross-chain, and let's just be honest, it's a money pot for anyone that is able to hack into that and scoop out your funds. So I really do not like anything that's unsafe. Getting into crypto, when you're on your own, you first get in and you lose money, and you learn fast that there are bad actors out there. So you then, depending who you are, obviously, you try to find the good actors. And I think that we have the best actors here. They are trying to help usher in global adoption. They're trying to make the entire ecosystem of crypto safe. It's a blockchain, and they're not trying to compete with all the blockchains. They want to unite all the blockchains in unity, so all the blockchains can do what they do and not have to compete with anything else. Because every blockchain has their own tech. They have their own purpose. And why should all the blockchains have to compete? Why do all projects have to compete? All projects on all blockchains, they're all different. So why does there have to be this huge competition when there can be unity and all these blockchains and projects that are good, helping to make the space safe and give us all like life-changing money, but safely, and not having to deal with all the BS and all the unsafe entities. I really like L1X because of all the things that they're gonna do. I mean, we can go on. They're trying to give us. They're putting our own personal data back in our hands. Our health data, our third-party data that all of these third parties make when we download an app and we click all these permissions. Well, we just gave away all the money that we could possibly make on it. And L1X is trying to help bring that, give it back to us and help. And they're not going, they never went to like huge venture capitalists. That's another thing. They opened up private sales and pre-sales to the everyday Joe. And here I am in this little apartment, and I'm an everyday Joe, and I have the biggest opportunity in my life. All because this great mind and these great people brought this to the world. And I mean, I feel kind
of privileged. It's pretty special. Do you know what? I actually forgot when you were talking then, and you said like, I sent you this 14-minute long message, and then you said I did the same message, and I forgot. But yeah, I was telling so many people about it that I had to just take Garrett's name out of it, take whoever's name out of it, and just do a generic message. And it were like what they call it, where you're doing mail shots out to thousands of people. I'm just like spamming everyone I know. Listen, you got to get in, and like a few people are like, just ignore it. And like Garrett said, like the thing is, early on, it's hard to tell someone about a project without coming across as shilling it. You've got to have like a relationship with people, because then through the relationship, then that kind of gives that trust. But you can't do it to just random people, because you just come across as a shiller, like someone that's pushing your own bag. And I mean, in an essence, you will be pushing your own bag eventually. But this project is that big. It's not really a project. I mean, it's a blue chip company that's not got its stamp yet. I mean, the head offices are in Perth CBD. I think they've got like 20 full-time employees in Perth. I think overall they've got about 60 employees around the world. I think the last time I spoke to Kevin, I think they had like 18 developers, some of them blockchain full stack developers, others developing on the back end. But this is like, it's probably the most legitimate blockchain I've got into, and getting into it so early doesn't normally happen for normal people. And as Garrett touched on, like, regular Joes don't normally get the opportunity to invest in these early blockchains. It's normally venture capitalists, angel investors, people that have got really strong connections. And unfortunately, that doesn't help the small guy. It just makes the whales in the Web3 world get even bigger. So like now, myself, Garrett, maybe the 8 people that are watching this stream right now, maybe you got into Layer 1X in the private sale or in the public sale, and we're basically front running everybody. Like, it doesn't matter how big of an investor you are, no one's got in before the private sale. So that makes me smile, because you're speaking to venture capitalists and you're telling them about Layer 1X, and they want this, they want this, they want this. And in the end, they'll be getting nothing, but they'll be buying it because they realize what potential it's got and what future it's got and how it's going to change like the Web3 space. forever, pretty much. And it's going to be interesting, isn't it, when you start seeing all these big YouTubers talking about layer 1x, and it's gonna give you that kind of warm fuzzy feeling inside, because it's like, damn, we were here first.
Yeah, we were here before them. We got an opportunity. Actually, to touch back on the shilling part. Yeah, it's like I want to step back a bit. Talking about how I was telling everybody I knew, but like a year ago, those people that I knew weren't friends. So they probably thought that I was trying to shill some random whatever blockchain project and trying to just get more money for myself. But on all honesty, all I want to do is share amazing things and give the same opportunity that I was given to everybody else. I don't care about shilling my own bag. I will do that because it takes a community. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a family, to raise kids. It takes a community to lift up a project. So that's why I would shill my bag. But I just want everybody I know that is a good person or has, is a good actor in this space to have the opportunity to change their lives with this. That's why I wanted to do it. It's not a shill. I mean, it took almost an entire year. It probably took 8 to 9 months for the people that I've been telling to actually hear me, because over that time we've grown into relationships that actually become friends. So you get over time, you get more of a reputation, and that reputation then precedes you in certain spaces. So finally, I was able to get people to hear me and listen, and they actually invested in L1X. So I'm really happy that people finally heard me, because I don't want to win on my own. I want everybody to win. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
It is. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's not the same doing things on your own. Like, if you can find something that 100% is probably the biggest opportunity you'll probably ever get. Like, I don't mean like finding out about a meme coin. I mean finding out about something long term. If you find out about something, you want to bring as many people in as you can, because the thing is, when you're talking about something that's completely revolutionary, like this kind of blockchain tech, which is going to change, like, not only the Web3 space, but it's going to change the Web2 space too, because it's bringing Web3 tech, blockchain tech into the real world, like with the health link system and the Singapore government, and with hang on a second.
Sorry.
Sorry, Garrett, has your screen just gone off?
No, I can see everything. We're all good on my end. Why? What happened to you?
No, my screen's gone.
I can see me. I can see the screen. I see everything. Hey, fam, comments, whatnot. It's all good.
I don't know. I can't. Hang on one sec. I'm just have to see if I can get my screen back on. I can't see anything.
Maybe this? No,
it's not. It's not that. It's just I'm using this piece of software called Restream. Now the website is there, but the entire screen has disappeared.
Oh,
one sec.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I see it all. So nothing's wrong. It's just your end, because it's all working on my end. I see everything. So I see it all.
You see everything.
I see it all. I can tweet.
Yeah, no, like saying, like with HealthLink, how that's bringing digital health records online, and then you've got like the digital identity, which is bringing the Turkish government. They're going to be connecting with, I think, the Istanbul Principality. They're going to be connected first. So, like, these are bringing like well, they're addressing like real Web 2 issues security wise and putting it on the blockchain, and L1X is allowing that to happen. So it's like it's not just this space it's affecting, it's going to potentially like be a completely new decentralized space where layer 1x is the underlying engine for a lot of different things. And when you wrap your head around that, it's pretty crazy. And then you start looking at the roadmap, and then they're looking at like not only like digital identity and have the health link system, but like decentralized operating systems and decentralized cloud storage. It's like it kind of blows you away at everything that they're working on. And I think to a degree, some people have probably got a little bit overwhelmed with it all because there's just so much to take in. And I think that's where Kevin's mindset's changed a little bit to discussing what it is Layer 1x does and trying to just dumb it down to a point where let's just concentrate on the interoperability and the unification of blockchains and cross-chain swaps. Because at the end of the day, that's on a basic level, that's what brings people in. And then as you start learning, educating, using, and being part of it, then you can wrap your head around the bigger stuff, because there's too much. It does too much to comprehend when you first hear about it.
And that is so true, because I have told some people and they told me it sounds great, but they have too much going on. How are they going to manage all that? I mean, there's just so much. Like, how are they going to do it? Well, they have a big team. They know what they're doing. They have very amazing minds. That's how they're going to do it. But for real, the focus on cross-chain interoperability, solving that without the use of bridges is enough to blow anyone's mind. Because Kevin and his team have done something nobody has been able to do since blockchain was invented. Nobody has been able to get rid of that honeypot in a bridge and the use of bridges. So for them to be able to swap cross-chain data or funds or anything is amazing. And I understand like that should be what needs to be focused on immediately, because that's the big highlight. That's the one thing that I heard that I thought, oh, I'm going to put all my money into this just because of that.
Yeah, that's the one regret I have. Because the thing is, right, do you know when you find a new project, it doesn't matter what it is, Layer 1x, it could be a meme coin, it could be anything. Now, obviously, there's a difference between Layer 1x and a meme coin because it's got utility. But at the end of the day, a meme coin or Layer 1x, the familiarity, the connection that unites them is the community, and it's the community that gives like anything any value. But like when you first find a project, something looks good on the surface, but you don't commit everything to it. You don't commit your finances. You don't commit all your time, because it takes time to absorb everything. And if you join like a Discord or a Telegram, it takes time to kind of build relationships. And over time, you start absorbing more and more. And it gets to a point where you know more than you think. And at that point, it's like, well, damn, I need to buy more. But this was one of them that Layer 1x was kind of time sensitive, because the private sale, I think it finished, I'm not sure it was the end of March or like mid-April. So you didn't have much of a window to get in. So I put in at the time what I thought I was comfortable with. And in the end, since then, it's like, well, damn, I could have sold this. And I didn't, because I hadn't built that relationship with Layer 1x, and I hadn't really understood just how big of a deal it is. And then after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, it's like, damn, like I realized just what I've got into and what opportunity I had. So for me, I wish that I put a hell of a lot more in than I did, but I've always got to dial it back a bit and just be grateful that I found out about it in the first place, because I could have easily missed it.
Yeah, that's the same here, actually. Like for the longest time, everybody was telling me you need to take profits when you can. Take profits. Well, I didn't. I didn't take profits in like these like last 2 years, which it actually worked out to my benefit because I only was able to put a small amount into the private sale. But because I only did that and I waited to take profits from my other coins and my other tokens, I sold here and there, and I was able to time it, and I won 10,000 L1X for the daily buy contest. And if I would have taken the profits that everybody told me to at the time, I wouldn't have had that money, and I wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have been able to buy all the coins I bought, and I wouldn't have won 10,000 L1X, which is a life-changing amount of coins. I have a feeling. I think even like 1,000 L1X, if you hold that much for a long time, will change some lives. So I couldn't be happier with how everything worked out. It's like everything happens for a reason and everything works out in the end. People say that, but to be honest, I have seen it happen in my own life, in Mark's life, and in some of the lives I've been watching as friends. I've seen things like destiny, kismet, like everything is fated to happen. I honestly think that Layer 1X is a project the universe wanted and like gave the ability to Kevin and his team to bring it to us. I really think that there's like once in a lifetime minds and teams and that's what we have with L1X. This is like a space changing, life changing opportunity, which is going to usher in a global adoption. It's going to change so many lives. It's going to be like a great equalizer, like us versus like the central finance. It's going to give the opportunity to us everyday person to change our lives where we would have never had that chance before this.
Yeah, and it's one of them, innit? Like you don't even realize you care about the tech until you start getting deep down the rabbit hole, and then you realize, well, hang on a minute, it's going to make me money, but it's also interesting me too, because the more time you spend in this space, it becomes like an addiction, doesn't it? And you end up going down the rabbit hole that deep that you actually enjoy every second of every minute of every day. And like, I mean, I'd say I spend probably 8 to 10 hours doing Web3, whether it be for Layer 1X, Hot Knife Studios, whatever it's for. That could be between doing AMAs like this, doing meetings, or just doing research or creating content. It like consumes my life, but I don't see it as a chore. I see it as something that I want to do because it's like contributing. And I think you touched on it before, Garrett. It's like when you put good out, you get good back. When you put good energy out, you get good energy back. And I think if you're genuinely doing stuff for the right reasons, positive things tend to happen, don't they?
I believe that. I do believe that in my heart. It's like, I mean, karma's real. The energy you put out in the world is the energy that you get back. So try to do good, and that's all we can do, right? Try to be good, try to do good, and spread good things.
Yeah, so Darmavia, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. I know he's in our Discord. He's saying how many ELN and FVNs will be available at Xperk. Now, I believe there's 800 in total, isn't there? But are they distributing? Did Kevin say something about 80 per month?
I'm not sure. I know that will be discussed at the upcoming AMA, I believe the 13th.
Yeah, it's going to be going deep on all that stuff. But I'm just thinking back to the last AMA. Yeah, I'm just thinking back to the last space that Kevin was in, and I'm sure it was like 80 per month. But what he did say was though that anyone that had got themselves an event listening node or a full validator node, they're going to be resetting it and everyone can do it again. But anyone that committed to one is going to get one regardless.
Yeah. We all have our first opportunity if we already set out to get one to get them again. So
yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Because I don't think they were all claimed beforehand anyway when they shut it down.
What's going to be funny is like when there was 4 more to get in originally, so everyone's getting these FVNs and event listener nodes, and then when everything changed, like when this proof of X started, and it's like there's a lot of doubt then, isn't there? People saying, oh well, will it fill up again? Will people want to do it? And it's like, since the new announcement with the reduction by 50%, I think there's going to be so much FOMO, they'll sell out faster this time than first time.
It's like so many people are like they get uncertain, but then when it gets closer, the FOMO does set in. It's going to be like everybody's going to try to snatch them up. I think in the beginning, everybody wanted to snatch them up, even though they didn't understand what it was. They just thought, oh, I can get this. I'm going to take it. Okay, yeah. So I'm wondering if it's going to still happen or if some people might change their minds. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. I was going to tell a funny story as well, because there's 25 people watching, right? Kimmis, this will make you laugh. This will make you laugh so much. My daughter took a screenshot of it, right? But before I started this, me and Garrett had already started the live space. We'd done it. I'd actually done it off. It wasn't live. Me and Garrett were talking like this, and it wasn't live. And we had to do our own thing and just get. I would get in. Basically, I've got my Layer 1X t-shirt on. I didn't have it on earlier on, and I said, Garrett, I'm just going to do a few things. So I'd started the live stream without realizing, and then I got up and I'd taken my top off, like just here in camera, and swapped my Layer 1X top, walked off, come back, sat down, and then my wife come in. She said, "You're live. You've been live." And I walked back in, and my daughter and her boyfriend is laughing their head off, and my wife's embarrassed as hell. And it was a 3-minute it was a 3-minute video, and on YouTube it had 182 million views.
182 million views. I'm just making coffee and he's doing his thing.
So 182 million people saw the back of my t-shirt, and it's got like L1X on it. But they also saw naked me as well. And my wife's like, you can see your butt. My wife's like, you can see your butt crack. You can see your butt crack. Oh God. Oh, pure gold. 182 million people. She was showing me this video, and I think it was like Rihanna or something, and it's got 9 million.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how, like, what happened that we got that many people.
100, so it must have just gone. It must have been one of them videos that just gone viral straight away, because this happened within like 5 minutes. I'm so glad I didn't do anything else. It could have been so much worse. Oh my God. You gotta laugh, aren't you?
Yeah, man.
And I deleted the video because my wife said, you've just been exposing yourself. Oh my God. So I deleted it really quick, and I thought, thank God Mia took a screenshot. Oh God.
Oh my God, man. What a day.
That was funny. I'm kind of like glad it happened in a way. Put a bit of humor into it.
No, I'm really happy it happened, and we wouldn't have had this laugh otherwise.
Yeah, I know. So, but yeah, if anyone's actually in the Discord, in the community, or in Twitter even, if anyone wants to jump on camera with me and Garrett,
please do.
By all means. In fact, you don't have to jump on camera if you don't want. You can jump on, but you can
share your voice and not the camera.
Yeah, you can keep your camera off. So if you don't want to show
You
yourself,
want to be like this, you can do that.
yeah,
Come join the conversation. We'd love to have a conversation. Hear from you.
yeah. Because like yesterday I was doing a space for 2 hours and I was the only one, and I had like 20 people listening and watching, and I'm thinking, I'm just monologuing. So when you can have a conversation with at least one other person, I've actually I've sent the link to Matthew. I'm actually gonna send it to Mike
Everybody.
as well, I think. Well,
give it to everyone. Spend it, just spam it out there. Give it to everyone. Maybe we can get some people in here.
yeah. Well, do you know what? If I could get,
I shared it too.
I'm just gonna share it to Chief as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some team in here. That'd be great.
You never know. You never know. I mean, I've had Mike into a Twitter space before. Just messaged him randomly to see if he were free, but I also got to appreciate it's a Sunday and these guys work like dogs. So Saturdays and Sundays, it's kind of a privileged time, innit, with family and stuff. But
yeah.
listen, it's my birthday today, and
happy birthday!
You know what? All right. Like, what better way to celebrate my birthday than with my Web3 fam?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I spend more time in doing spaces or doing content or doing crypto in general than anything else, and that includes going to work.
He does. He goes to work less than he's on, and then he does this. So that's wonderful.
And sometimes when I'm at work, I don't necessarily do as much as I could be doing. Sometimes I might do a little bit less.
Yeah. Well, I'm chatting with you when you're up on the roof, and I'm still awake at night.
What I do, what I do, what I shouldn't really say out loud, but which is nothing weird or kinky or anything like that. But
it's not strange. Now you have to tell everybody, otherwise they'll be like,
but when I price jobs up, so I'm a contractor. So when I get given a job, I price it up and give them a quote. So what I've been doing for the last 12 months, I've been factoring in Web3 into the job. So if I've got to do a repair on a roof, I'll like account for 2 to 3 hours in a day. Well, that's my Web3 time. So I have to make sure that I'm getting paid for it. So like if I'm doing content or like doing streams or what in Telegram, I factor it into my day job. So I'm getting paid for it.
He's getting paid to just do whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the good thing about working for yourself. And one day you won't even have to do that soon. You won't have to get up on a roof.
Yeah. So just jumping back to what you've been looking at, it's like the elephant in the room. We've been looking at it all this time, but we've not actually spoke about it. So this is the L1Xapp.com. This is like the holy grail of L1X. This is where you come to interact with everything on the L1X website, because everything pretty much here, the website is within it, if you will. Like the website is L1X.foundation, but L1Xapp.com has got a lot of stuff built into it. So you've got you can create your own space CMS cards. This is going to be coming soon. Right now it's in beta testing, where if you've got an NFT username and you're registered, you could go and beta test, and you could basically create your own space cards, which I've done. I've done a video on it as well, but I think soon, in the last space, I'm sure they said that they're going to be opening it up for everybody to use, as long as you've got an L1X username. So, nice. Yeah. So then this is like pretty much what your space can look like. This is what my space will look like. I've got to add more to it. So it's got like a really nice user interface about it. And you got all these space cards with all these different tabs where you learn more about yourself, or this is myself, but Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then this is the swap itself. And I think so what's coming over the next week, which is going to be rolled out for the rest of March up until TGE, is going to be an airdrop campaign. And the airdrop campaign is tied into the liquidity pool that's allowing the airdrop campaign to be kicked off. And that's going to be in partnership or in collaboration with the KOLs that Layer 1X are working with, connecting with. And they're going to be pushing the L1X app, and they're going to be pushing the swap. Now, the full details haven't been announced by the team officially, but I did a video on this and looking at like what Optimism did, what Arbitrum did, and what I mean, they are still doing it to an extent. And Jupiter, which is a DEX on Solana, basically for using and creating volume on chain, the airdrops are going to be relative to possibly the volume they create or the amount of swaps that you do, or maybe the different combos of swaps that you do as well. But it's all going to be around this swap on the L1X app itself. So you might be sending USDT on Ethereum, and you might be sending it right now. The liquidity pool is between Ethereum and Binance, and it's through the stable coin. So USDT and then USDC on either chain. So if you've got like either of these on either of these chains, you can swap from one to the other. And by doing so, potentially you're going to be earning like a point system, and that point system is going to equate to L1X coins. Now, this is just me speculating, but going off really successful airdrop campaigns would have happened before. I think this is something that is probably likely to happen on the L1X app. And what this will do is create volume, which then allows Layer 1X to get on big exchanges or a number of exchanges. So they've not announced what exchanges they're going to be, but I think they've mentioned a tier 1 and a number of tier 2s. But the thing is, those will be determined normally on volume and on the amount of transactions and the amount of users that are connected to that particular chain. So this KOL campaign that's going on is going to be pretty big, and I'd expect to see big things. Don't know if you want to chime in anything there, add anything, Garrett?
Other than that swap working very well and it being very fast to swap cross chain, I don't really have much to say. It's easy, it's fast, it's safe. You can't say that about a bridge. You can't. And well, it's cheaper. It is cheaper. It's so much cheaper. The gas fees on the blockchain are phenomenal. The most you'll ever get for the native blockchain is 1 cent. Where else are you going to get that? I mean, like that's the top notch. I think it was like to send $100 cross chain USDT or USDC. It was like 0.02 cents, something like that. So It's cheap, it's fast, and it is the safest option in the space.
Yeah. No, just to clarify, when these cross-chain swaps do happen, you do pay the native gas fees, but you pay it out of the token that you're swapping it from. So like if you're swapping Polygon to, I don't know, USDC on Binance, you'd be paying the fees that are on the other chains, but you'd be paying it out of the Polygon that you've got, which is pretty remarkable, because it's kind of eliminated the main issue. What people have is, if you want to buy something on another chain, you've got to get somebody to send you a little bit of gas from that chain to your wallet, so then you can transact on that chain, which is, to be honest, in 5 years' time, that statement in itself will be just stupid. Because Layer 1X will basically get rid of that ever happening. So anyone that's new will never experience having to do that or go to a centralized exchange. Like yesterday, I was trying to swap a token, and it was $1,000, and I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough gas on Ethereum, and the gas was $150 to do a swap from a project on Ethereum to another project on Ethereum. $150. It was insane. So because Layer 1x does it through the virtual machine and it's doing it in like a single contract on chain, because it's only one contract, that's why the cost is a lot cheaper than any bridge. It's a pretty special technology, and it's not something that anyone else has replicated yet. And now Layer 1x is here. It's going to get the network effect, and believe me, there's some nice KOLs going to be speaking about Layer 1x, and it's going to change. It's going to allow a lot more people to find out about it. And the thing is, the genius behind it all, the actual KOL and the airdrop campaign, it's being done so cleverly, like with Jupiter and what have you. It's bringing people to the swap to use the swap, but once they've used the swap, they'll never transfer assets any other way, because you never need to use a bridge anymore, and you never need to go back to a centralized exchange. You can just do it all from within the swap. It's as if like using the X swap is like having every single project on it will be like having every single project and every single blockchain on PancakeSwap on Binance Smart Chain. So the beauty of this is like right now it's chain to chain and it's got USDC, USDT on, but when Layer 1x bring on board aggregators on Solana, aggregators on Avalanche, aggregators on Binance Smart Chain, that'll then allow any token on any chain. So you'll have Ethereum here, then you'll be able to click here, then you'll be able to click, I don't know.
You go down for days, yeah.
Yeah, you just be able to scroll through all the different projects on ETH, and then that swap it to Binance, and again swap it directly to something else. So
any project on anything, any project.
Yeah, you could literally go from Pepe on Ethereum to Bonk on Solana in a single chain, on chain, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, without trading to the native blockchain coin too. I mean, and not having to have the native blockchain coin to swap on L1X. All you have to have is the L1X coin, and you can do anything. Anything. It's going to be incredible. If you look, scroll out, pull back on this app a little bit. Like the Explorer that we go to all the time when you have to go pull BSC scan, Ether scan, Solana scan, whatever. It's right here. Pull it up. I mean, it's incredible. Everything is right here. All the information you need is right on this app. You can track all of your wallets. You can track your entire portfolio all in the L1X app, and never have to go to numerous entities ever again. There's the balancer pool. You have the staking. You can stake all of the blockchain tokens that in coins, USDT, USDC, for up to 21% for if you stake for 2 years. This is so incredible. You have the launch pad with all of the new projects that'll come out. I mean, this is groundbreaking. It's so amazing.
To be honest, the launch pad is what gets me pretty excited, because like for anyone that's for anyone that's like new to crypto, like there's a lot of projects out there like Card Starter, Paid Network, Oaken Finance, Polka Starter, MakerDAO. Now these are all projects on different chains where you buy tokens, and the more tokens you buy, the utility of that token allows you into project launches, what launch on that particular platform. So you might hold 500 tokens, and that'll give you a lottery where you've got a chance of getting in. You might have 1,000 tokens, and you might have a weighted lottery where you're still in a lottery, but you've got more chance of getting in. And then you get to 10,000, 20,000 and whatever going up. And as you start going up, that'll give you maybe guaranteed allocation. Then it'll give you guaranteed allocation, but a higher amount of tokens you're allowed to buy into the project. And these are utilities of projects, and that's their only utility. Now, Layer 1X is a blockchain, but it's having a launch pad within it. So by holding L1X and vesting L1X, the more you vest, the more you have. Like you've got silver, gold, and platinum. And I think the silver is going to be a lottery. I'm pretty sure the gold is going to be guaranteed allocation with a set amount. And then the platinum is going to be guaranteed allocation with a higher amount. And this is completely changing the game, because Layer 1X is a multi-chain blockchain which connects all these different chains. So any project can come to L1X. So there's going to be a plethora of projects connecting on L1X. And by holding L1X and vesting tokens, it's allowing you to be the first buyers into all these projects that launch. And believe me, right, in a bull run, if you can get into new project launches, it basically guarantees you gains, because the FOMO what comes into project launches in a bull run is absolutely insane. Just to give you an idea, I got into paid network. I was a holder of paid network a long time ago, and a game launched, which is, people know it now, it's called Star Atlas, and I got in with $150, and there was so much interest in that it actually crashed the system. So they allocated 10% to people that didn't get in that should have got in, and my $15, which was a 10%, basically give me $1,500 off $15, and this is off just one public sale. So that is pretty insane. And the fact that Layer 1X is going to be having multiples, just think of all the project launches what are going to be happening on chain. It's a pretty interesting utility, to say the least, and it's only one tiny part. It's crazy. Just
actually,
there you go. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I see it over there. It doesn't give me the option, but anyway, yeah, like I never really thought about the whitelist and like that until you mentioned it one day, and like it just finally clicked in my head. Like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, like I will be able to like get into all these pre-sales and launches and have all these opportunities. And like I went into L1X just thinking I'm gonna buy L1X coin, I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna make a lot of money just off that, and I didn't even think about all the projects and everything that's going to be on the launch pad. It just like it didn't even dawn on me. I was just really excited about the L1X tech. I'm just excited about a bridgeless swap, something that's going to be safe, something that's going to unite the space, like. And then get to thinking about all the projects that are going to launch, and it's incredible. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and I think as well, like most people that buy into a project, they're literally buying in, not even expecting any reward, any benefit, pretty much. Like there might be staking and things, but for the best part, if you're going to buy into a project, you're not buying it because it's got this staking. You're buying it because it's got an insane community, and possibly it's got a utility as well. That's the reason why you're going to get in. And when you find Layer 1X, what's remarkable is like a lot of the utility and a lot of the rewards what Layer 1X is giving to the community, it's because of the community that it's happened. Because Matthew, Mike, Kevin, it's so it's all right. He's so focused on rewarding the community that they've listened to the community a lot of the time. So it's got to the point where, like since March, like over the months, like through getting close and engaging with with community members. Like, it feels more like a bit of an extended family to a degree. And a lot of these utilities that have now come to light, a lot of the rewards that have come to light, these have been, I think a lot of the time, they've been afterthoughts. It's been like, well, what can we do to attract people to L1X, not only for the tech and what it's going to do and how it's going to change Web3, but how can we reward them as well in the short term? So with the staking that Garrett just touched on, like, this was like the first thing that was available. So like different terms. So you go from like 3 months, you're getting like 5% on Ethereum. Let's get rid of this screen. You're getting like 9% on Polygon, Binance, Avalanche, Arbitrum. And I mean, these are really high, really high returns. I mean, you to get like 17, almost 18% on these chains is pretty insane. I mean, look at Ethereum. You're getting 17% on USDT and USDC for a stable coin. If you think about that, in a bear market, this is perfect. Like in a bull market, it's nice to have some money on the side. Unfortunately, that isn't me. I don't have any money on the side. But like a lot of people, they like keeping like stables on the side. Well, you can have them sat in here and you can set it at like maybe 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. But in a bear market, just bang them in for 12 months because you know that you're not going to be buying anything if you get it right. And then you're getting like 17, 18% returns, which is pretty insane. And this was like one of the first utilities. But then they went to the launch pad and they started doing the NFT usernames. So just to give you a bit of a background, the L1X app itself is going to be 100% decentralized. It's going to be owned by the NFT holders. So myself, Garrett, anyone else that's bought NFT usernames, that then enables you to be to basically profit share. So the fees that are generated through the L1X app itself, the fees are going to be split between the username NFT holders, which there's going to be 1 million in total, and they've been releasing 100,000 per month. So I've managed to get myself a decent little amount, and anyone that bought, I think up until, I might be wrong on this, I think it was up until December, might be January. If you bought one, you got one free. So that was a pretty nice incentive to just make sure you buy. But like that in itself, having the profit sharing, and when Matthew comes on Spaces, it's always about how can we best reward the community, like the holders, because at the end of the day, like without a community, it doesn't matter what you've got. Without users, like what is it? Like what would Facebook be? What would Twitter be? What would YouTube be if no one sent a post, if no one posted a video? And that's exactly what Layer 1X is. It's creating this reward system that benefits people. So it encourages people to buy it, hold it, but then not just hold it, get real benefit from it and rewards from it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna
don't we get rewarded also for referring the app to other users, correct?
That's right, yes. So
10% in perpetuity. So if you get on here, get yourself a referral code and share this app out with everyone you know, you will get a portion of their fees for the rest of their days and your days.
For the rest of eternity. For life.
In perpetuity.
As long as Layer 1X remains to be a Layer 1 blockchain doing what it's doing, you'll get rewarded for the end until the end. So yeah, it's pretty good. And also what's coming as well is what's called an iframe widget. Now this kind of blew me out of the park when I found out about this. This kind of really got me excited. So just going back to the tech. So layer 1x, when it's got aggregators on all these different chains that it's partnered with, connected with, so you can swap, say, as I said before, Pepe on Ethereum to Bonk on Solana through the L1x app. But it doesn't stop there. If the project itself puts the liquidity on L1x itself, or downloads, to be honest, I'm not 100% on the liquidity side of things because the aggregator might bypass that. But to dumb it down simply, if you install the widget onto, say Pepe had the widget on its website, that basically makes Pepe its own DEX where people can come in and connect the wallet and swap from any token on any chain to Pepe from within the Pepe website. And that goes for any connected project on any connected chain. So you don't even need to go to L1DEX. You can literally just direct people to your website and they can buy Pepe on Solana with some meme coin on Binance Smart Chain, or with some ape coin on Ethereum, for instance, direct to Bonk on Solana. So that itself got me really interested. And if you're a project owner and you went down that route where you wanted the widget, then you get paid a portion of the transaction fees. So if you've got a coin that's going to go mental and you're bringing people into the widget on your website, the transaction fees generated from that could be insane. And if you refer somebody, you end up being the referrer, so you get a percentage of that as well. So looking into the referral scheme is huge, because if you refer someone of substance, like an influencer, for instance, or you've got direct connection to a project that's really successful, like if you introduce them to L1X and they decide to kind of work together, then there's huge potential for you just as a referrer.
That's incredible. Just to be able to get passive income off everybody else that uses the app that you referred. This is such a great opportunity. And then to have the NFTs and get a portion of it and have an event listener node or a full validator node. Just think of all the opportunities that they're bringing to us and sharing all this when they don't have to. They could, take all the profits for themselves, but they're not that type of team. They're not that type of people. So they're bringing us an opportunity for everybody to get ahead together. And that's what I really enjoy.
And not only that, you get to come into the space and you get to speak to Garrett as well. Like if you want to speak to Garrett 24/7, just jump into Discord, and you can have endless conversations. And
no, I think that's you. You're in there more than I am. I swear. I think you're asleep, but you're in there.
You can't put a price on that. You can. This is the thing, right? Because if you want to come into Discord or Telegram, in all honesty, I'll be completely blunt, right? Telegram is where so many people hang out. It's got a massive community, and I think because Layer 1x is so big, it's got so much utility. It's got such a massive team. I don't think Telegram could actually handle what information is needed. So they really push the Discord server because it's organized in a way where it's easy to find all the information you need. It's organized, and there's just the right amount of information on there. And there's two channels, one for general, one for L1X specifically. But if you want to know anything, by all means jump in Telegram. But often you might be kind of persuaded to go over to Discord. And I know a lot of people that use Telegram don't like Discord, but in all honesty, when you join Discord, just go to the general chat, and you don't need to leave it, in all honesty. And it's not that much different than being in Telegram. If you just stick to the one channel, you don't have to be anywhere else. You can exist in the general chat if you just want to do that.
Yeah, and I am one of those people that would rather use Telegram, but I bit the bullet for L1X, and I'm happy I did. It's a really great community. And Discord is not bad. Discord's good. And the community is just fantastic. You should come join. I mean, really, just bite the bullet and leave Telegram for a few moments and join the Discord, because it's just a great space. I mean, you'll get all the information in Telegram, mind you, but you won't get the conversation and you won't get the people. So you'll be really missing out.
Yeah, and there's some characters as well. There's some character when you go into Discord. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You do get your characters in there. You do get people criticizing. You do get people asking tough questions. But at the end of the day, that's what the community is. That's why you have a platform. That's why you've got a Discord. That's why you've got a Telegram. It's for people to voice their concerns or voice the prayers, whatever it is. And there's an amazing team behind it. And sometimes there's probably a few people, I don't know who's listening, but there's probably a few people that are thinking, oh God, sometimes you've kind of gone over the top on replies, because sometimes I think when you're so passionate about a project and you've been so involved for so long, and like for myself, because I speak to the team and meet the team, and I'm not privy to everything that happens, but I probably know a little bit more than most people. And I think sometimes because of what I know but I can't say, sometimes when certain discussions come up in chat, it's like I'm having a fight with myself because I know I can't say what I want to say, so I've got to hold it back. And then sometimes the frustration just comes, and it's like, so if I've ever given anybody any offense, it's not intentional, it's through love, and it's through
frustration at himself.
Yeah, it's through frustration, because like there's nothing worse, right? You know something that someone's trusted you, and the community are saying one thing, and you know something and you can't say it. You're having an internal fight with yourself. So sometimes it's like, damn, you've just got to let a bit of steam out. So I know it's happened, but now I've kind of gotten to the point where, like, listen, just chill. If you don't want to engage, just don't engage. And in all honesty, it's all good anyway, because like it doesn't matter what anyone's talking about. Someone's thinking it, aren't they? So it's good that people ask it, because a lot of the time someone will ask a tough question and you'll see like the thumbs up coming. It's like, yeah, man, you've asked the question. I wanted to ask that question, but I didn't have the balls. And someone's done it for them.
And can you imagine the frustration of the team when they want to divulge information and they can't? Can you imagine that? I don't envy them, because they have all this alpha and they want to say it, but they don't. I would let the cat out of the bag, I think. So it's a good thing I'm not part of it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just to tell a funny story. I was in a live space 2 nights ago. And we were talking about something, and the topic got very close to something that I thought they'd disclosed, but they hadn't, because they were talking about a specific utility that's dropping. And I just heard it as if, they're talking about it, but they weren't giving it away. But I just heard the bit that connected the dots, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I just jumped in then and give it away completely. And like, I got told, it's like, Mark, this is on live VC. So Mark, do you know where you are now? We're actually in a community VC. And I'm like, oh, well, you got to be kidding me. And I felt so bad after that. Oops. So sometimes it's good. It's nice being trusted with information, but let me tell you, right, when you've had 2 hours sleep in 48 hours, loose lips can sink ships. And sometimes when you've had no sleep, loose lips can happen because you're not thinking straight.
No, you're not. You're especially when you're like you want to say something, and it's so exciting that your mind's not that sharp.
Nah. I'm just trying to figure out how many people are watching and where people are watching from.
Let's see what else is there we can show. Well, I guess we've shown everything on there.
The thing is, because I've got my wallet connected, I'm a bit reluctant to where I show.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that, and that's why I was kind of looking to see. Yeah.
Yeah, because I were gonna jump on to certain things, but then,
well,
if I disconnect my wallet though, can I still see stuff?
You can see. No.
No, you can't really see an awful lot, can you?
Yeah, like it won't show anything specific. So, can you connect an alternate wallet, like to bring it up? I don't know, because then you can show that stuff. I mean, it'll show this stuff. You can show like the portfolio. It'll just give the general vibe of like the general idea of what it is. You can track. Oh, look at how many tokens you got there.
I can share, but now I've just given away my
4420. That's a beautiful number.
Yes. So I'm not sure.
Never mind. It's off topic.
Oh, so no, right. We've got experts. So when you go to account, and then you click on experts, then this is basically very similar to what's in the L1X Foundation website. So if you want to know about the if you want to know about the L1X protocol, you've got that up here. We got the tech, the type of smart contracts, projects, about L1X itself, the experts program, which they're currently updating. So this is going to be something that is released shortly. They took it offline because of the proof of X phase that they're going through. So this is going to change. So you got the Node staking portfolio, the Node NFT portfolio, tokenomics. If you're a dev, so if you're thinking of potentially building on layer 1x, if you join the dev portal today, then you can basically like find out how you can create smart contracts on L1x and deploy and everything you need to know about the development side of things. Then you've got like the airdrops, and then you've got the L1X blog. And this is what I do weekly. I'll do a live narration of the blog on video. So if people can't be bothered reading, they can just jump into my YouTube channel and just listen to me in my strong northern accent where a lot of people can't understand.
I understand you perfectly.
Yeah. And then you've got the white paper and the light paper as well. So like pretty much everything you need is on the L1X app website. Like everything. It's a really good website. I've just
there's all the information. Yeah, there's all the information that you need there. I mean, up until the actual experts is relaunched, so then we can find everything. So we don't have all the information, but most of it's there. The important stuff.
It is. Just asking my wife or daughter for a can of pop. I am spitting feathers.
You say pop, I say soda. Regional weird
pop. Can of pop.
Can I get a can of pop, please?
Yeah, I'll not try accents. I'm not very good at them at all.
I try to do them sometimes.
So just out of interest, right? For everyone that's watching, if you can just leave a comment,
yes.
if you're actually in L1X, put a thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you've heard of L1X, leave a smiley face. If you've never heard of L1X, leave a thumbs
down.
Mind
blown. I don't know.
Mind blown. Yeah. You might not be mind blown yet, but
it's just mind blown that you haven't heard of it. Is what I'm saying. But if you dig into the tech and you dig into the project, your mind might be real blown. I know mine is. Every time I hear about it,
Yeah.
Every time it's
And like,
described.
yeah, and if you're just finding out, like, yeah, make sure to. In fact, I'm going to put a link. Make sure to go subscribe to Layer 1X on Twitter, because they do have probably 3. I'd say they probably have 3 a week, don't they? I'd easy say they have 3 a week on AMAs.
Yeah.
Speaking with sometimes the founders or with different projects. They do what are called X-Talk series spaces, and they'll get projects in which have found out about Layer 1X, realized how good the tech is, and they're going to be connecting with Layer 1X, enabling the tech and allowing them to be multi-chain. So like right now they're on projects and it allows them to be multi-chain projects, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I've just found out my daughter's watching the live stream because she's just given me a thumbs up.
I am one of the coin people. Your mom says, "Oh, you're talking to coin people."
Yeah.
The coin people.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, she's in L1X too, huh?
She's in. I got her into L1X. My wife weren't happy, and
no, I bet she wasn't. Your daughter's going to be very happy.
Yeah, and a boyfriend got in L1X, and then he's going to buy more because he's just got a job, and then his uncle got in L1X. So
that's great. See,
yeah. So I'm giving generational wealth to people.
You are.
Yeah, and this isn't financial advice, and do your own research, but buy Layer 1X.
Yeah, not financial advice, but if I were you, I'd buy the shit out of it. Because I have, and I will, and I did, and
in all seriousness though, like there's like a very, very small window where if this is the first time you're hearing about Layer 1X, and I'd advise you to go and check out the Twitter. From there you can find the website. You can click on my QR code. If you scan that QR code, it'll take you to the L1X app website. Once you've done your research and you think, oh my god, yeah, this is something that I think is going to change Web3, join the Discord, and that'll probably help confirm. Thank you, daughter. So that'll probably help confirm your beliefs, what you've just done your research on. But then you've got this really small opportunity now where the public sale finished, and they created this liquidity bootstrap phase, which is to enable influencers to push people to come and use L1X app to basically create volume to get on a centralized exchange. But this liquidity bootstrap phase is where you as an individual comes in, supplies USDC or USDT, and in return you're going to get L1X coins at the public sale price, which is 50 cents, even though the public sale is finished. So at this minute you've got roughly 21 days.
Yeah, April 2nd. So April 1st would be the cutoff, I would imagine. 1% a day. You throw $1,000 in, or whatever you throw in. Say you throw $100 in, you get $1 a day.
Yeah,
$1,000, $10 a day. That's 20 coins a day. That's a lot. I mean,
but regardless of like the interest that you're going to get on it, it's allowing you to buy at 50 cents. Because if you miss this, all you can do is rely on the mainnet launch, the token generation event on the 2nd of April. Now, there's an argument that people come back with that say, well, most projects actually they might have a bit of a pump at launch, they might have a big pump, but a lot of the time they dump and they come down under the launch price. But the way Layer 1X is completely different is every single person that bought into the private sale or public sale has the tokens vested. Unless if you don't choose to vest on the public sale, you've got like an opportunity to, I think it's withdraw 20%. So it's
I think it might be 20%. Yeah, like that.
20%. So the only people that can sell are people that bought in on the public sale, where you can sell 20% on launch day.
Yeah,
And then
that is.
and yeah,
I was just going to say.
You carry on.
Sorry to cut you off. I just was going to say there's going to be no coins available in the DeFi space except for those small 20% from the public sale, because that's all going to be in the centralized space.
Yeah,
so
and
we would have to sell some for you to get it.
Yeah, and the total supply is being staggered over a 10-year period. So the initial token supply at launch is so small, but then combine the fact that virtually all of it is going to be vested away, or it's going to be locked away, like where it's over. Is it 4 months or 5 months? Where you get 5 months, 20%.
I think it's 4 months. I believe it's 4 months. Kevin said.
Yeah, so there's a very small supply available. So there isn't going to be, with what Layer 1X have got planned with the KOLs, which can't say too much, but there's a lot of eyes going to be on Layer 1X throughout the second half of March and on launch day itself. So if you bear that in mind, there's going to be a hell of a lot of buy pressure. There's going to be very small amounts of sell pressure. So I'm not saying it won't go under public sale price, because never say never, but I think it's probably pretty unlikely. So yeah, and if you were thinking it might go under public sale price but you wanted to buy, I think the smart thing would be to contribute to the liquidity bootstrap. And then if you don't want to commit too much, then you could say, right, okay, well, I'm going to do 50% for the liquidity bootstrap, and then I'm going to have 50% on the side for launch. And if it does dip under that public sale price, then obviously you're getting a bargain, you're DCAing then. But I wouldn't phase it to the point where you ignore it, because I think there's a lot of people, what I've told, that have said they're going to wait for launch, and I've got a sneaky feeling that it'll never see public sale price. I mean, I could be wrong.
I've told people too, and they said, I'm going to wait till it's live and wait for the launch. I was like, well, why are you waiting? They said the tech is live. The tech is live. The only thing you cannot do right now is sell your coins, but you can use the tech. I use it every other day at least. I mean, I get on the app every day, but I use the swap often. Like, to each their own. I understand it's new. It's a new blockchain, and there's so many new blockchains coming on the market that, like, what one do you buy? What do you invest in? What is it doing? Well, Layer 1X is doing it all. Layer 1X is going to be the catalyst. They're going to be the one that unites them all. So why wouldn't you want this? If you were to touch on the liquidity bootstrap phase, if you were to put an allocation into that, you're not buying the tokens. You're just loaning your USDT or USDC to the phase that 120 days after April 2nd, you will be able to claim 100% of those funds and those free L1X coins. Free L1X coins.
Free. Let's get your head around that. That's the thing with this as well. The liquidity bootstrap phase, in reality, there's zero risk to a degree.
There is. Yeah. They said there may be some impermeable loss, but that I don't see that happening here, as it's not like a project with tokens locked with a blockchain coin, like it's stable coin. So I think if there were impermeable loss, it would benefit in our favor, because we would get more L1X.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What was promised. So if there is impermeable loss, we get way more L1X than what we were supposed to get.
Yeah, that's it. Like it can only go one or two ways. You either get a load of stable coins, or you get a load of L1X. So,
yeah, if you get a load of stable coins, you still get the same amount of L1X. Yeah. But if you get a load of L1X, then you get a load of L1X back too. So, I mean, it's a it's a no lose situation.
But yeah, there's the chance of impermeable loss, but in all likelihood, it's going to benefit. It's going to go in your favor.
Yeah,
I mean, in all honesty, yeah. Just give me L1X. Just give me more.
Yeah,
give me more.
I already put the money in. I'll take all the L1X if you want to give me.
Yeah,
double.
that'd be if the price went down, you'd get more L1X. So in reality, you'd be if I was buying in, I'd be hoping that L1X went down to like 10 cents because you'd get all them L1X coins, and then when it reverses, then you're kind of laughing, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd be laughing like I am now, like a madman. Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, it's everyone to their own. Like, if you want to, I mean, at the end of the day, everything's a risk, isn't it? I mean, nothing's ever set in stone, so you've always got to do your own research. But if you want an opportunity, that's probably akin to finding out about Ethereum before anybody knew about it. And I say that, and people might think, well, you can't really compare it to Ethereum because it's the biggest blockchain outside of Ethereum. But when you start looking at other blockchains, like if you look at Solana, Polkadot, Avax, Fantom, like any of the chains we're connected to, or like even smaller chains, if you'd have got into pretty much any blockchain on day one that's had any sign of success, the returns that you'd get from that are insane. I mean, Layer 1X put that together a bit of a PDF, and it had a comparison between like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chains, I think Solana, quite a few different chains, and I think the worst performing blockchain on that list was Polkadot. And I think if you'd have put $1,000 into Polkadot, you'd have only got $189,000 back at its all-time high. Now, I understand cashing out at an all-time high is pretty unlikely. Like, there's probably very few people that have done it, but it doesn't take away that was the all-time high, and you could have made them gains if you got out at the right time. But if you think that's the worst performing, and I think Ethereum was from nothing to all-time high, $1,000. I haven't got it to hand, but I'm pretty sure $1,000 would have given you $15.5 million in return. It was 15 and a half thousand X.
Wow.
Now, could we do that? I believe we could. Could we do it in this bull run? Probably. But I mean, I don't want to say no, but I'd probably say possibly not. But next bull run, and these figures what I'm giving you as well, these were like on 3.7 year time frames, so they were from launch to pretty much the bull run itself.
The full cycle, yeah, like from launch to the actual bull run. This is,
and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people like, I know some people don't like the term, but people talk about super cycle, don't they? And I think it's become an overused word. It's a bit like saying play to earn, a bit like saying metaverse. I think people tend to use that word a little bit too much, but I think in reality, even if you don't want to call it a super cycle, this cycle is going to be like any other cycle that we've ever seen before, because if you take away the Bitcoin ETFs, you take away BlackRock, you take away ARK Invest, you take away all of them, just the fact that the crypto community has grown exponentially from last bull run to this bull run, as it did with previous bull runs, just accounting for the new people what are coming into crypto right now, and Layer 1X is going to make that even easier for people. The cycle itself could go on much longer, and the amount of money being pumped in could be much, much higher. But then when you put in the Bitcoin ETFs and the billions of dollars that is coming in constantly by these like ARK Invest and even Michael Saylor buying more, and all these people coming in buying, and then Ethereum ETFs look like they're going to get approved pretty soon as well. It's going to be, I think this. I don't want to say what the overall market cap's going to be, but I don't think we'll be anything short of $10 trillion. When you look at coin market cap, it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm thinking. I was going to say something. I completely lost what I was going to say. My train of thought. Like with the Bitcoin ETFs. If you think about this, it already hit the all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. I mean, so this cycle is going to be it's going to be completely different, I think, than any other cycle before, because there's there's like basically no data to base it on anymore until the ETFs come through, and the money actually funnels in. This is like completely new territory we're in, and it's very exciting.
That's it as well. I think you hit the nail on the head there, aren't you? Because from this point forward, there's not really any data to track, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens this cycle, moving forward to next cycle. Because the thing is as well, like the cycles themselves, like you get these peaks and troughs, and it's like a natural flow that has happened from 2008 right through to where we are now. But like with this institutional investment coming in, these ETFs, these guys aren't going to be like buying it because these are buying it for like investors. They've got to buy it so they can provide it to their investors. So like they're buying it to hold it. So previously, it's kind of been controlled. The whole system's controlled by whales. Whales start the dump by offloading when they're happy and they've got to the top and they're like, okay, I've got X amount of ETH, X amount of Bitcoin, whatever. They start selling, the market's tank. But now it's going to get to the point where these ETFs and like these big funds, they're potentially going to hold way more supply. So if they're not going to be dumping it, will the cycles repeat? You might find that they don't dump as much. Like if you look on there on CMC now, like the market cap now is $2.6 trillion. I think at the bear market, I think it went down to about 900 billion or something. So the money what's in right now is insane in itself. But if you think we're so early into this cycle, like has it really started? Like there's still people saying, well, it's just a fake out, it's gonna come back. And even if it does come back, it doesn't stop the fact that $2.6 trillion has got into the overall market cap. And like Bitcoin now smashed its all-time high. And I mean, look at Solana, $150. Like not so long ago, you could pick this up for like $10 to $12. So this is already like 12, 13x. Now, there's a lot
Where's
of money.
Polygon on that list?
Polygon's down here.
Okay. Because from what you were saying, you were thinking that Layer 1X might flip Polygon.
Yeah, I mean it's a bold statement, and I keep meaning to do a price prediction video. Not based on any particular evidence at all, just based on just gut feeling of what this tech is capable of, and just looking at chains. Because if you look on here, you've got BTC, ETH, then you've got stablecoin, BNB, Sol, XRP, stablecoin, ADA, meme coin. I mean, Shiba Inu's really pumped, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I know, man. There's so many people that are bullish on that still, which is
yeah. But I mean, look at it, and then you've got like Avalanche, Tron, Chainlink, Polygon. I mean, I seriously think, I do think that Layer 1X though can get to this kind of, and if you think right, okay, that if you just dial it back a bit now, like I'm talking about Layer 1X flipping Polygon at this price at 11.6 million.
Yeah.
So if you think about Layer 1X, if it gets to 11.6 million, that has made insane returns. But it won't have flipped Polygon in the bull market. I'm talking about just the price it's at now. If you think Polygon's going to be here mid 2025, Polygon's probably going to be at a $50 billion market cap.
Yeah,
I'm just saying layer 1x
is going to take that spot.
It's going to take this spot now, but this won't mean layer 1x is number 15 in mid 2025. Layer 1x could be like number 40. It could be way down here. But I'm saying that the market cap I think will be at around 10 to 12 billion. Could be it could be listen, it could
might be
less.
more. It could be less.
It
could be more. Who knows?
Yeah, but like the fact of the matter is so much money's coming in. And the eyes what are going to be coming onto layer 1x, the technology what layer 1x gives. I don't think people are even. I don't think a lot of people that are invested in layer 1x realize what it is they're invested in, or to the degree what it is.
No.
Because when people find out about exactly what it does, and how much of a game changer it is, I think layer 1x will be one of them coins where people are liquidating different assets on different chains to take advantage of the low price. Because, right, Polygon, 11 billion. Like, you're scrolling down, like, say, like, let's get to this one here. So Bitcoin SV. No, we'll go to Fantom, because Fantom is one of the blockchains connected to layer 1x. So now, Fantom's at $2.2 billion.
Oh,
so
wow.
layer 1x is launching at 22 million. So at 220,000, at 222 million, that's 100x. At 2.2 billion, at 220 million, it's a 10x. At 2.2 billion, it's 100x. So for
100x
for layer
2.2 billion.
Yeah. So for layer 1x to replace Fantom's market cap, that's a 100x. And that's a $2.2 billion market cap, which is currently number 56. Even if layer 1x only did that, how many lives is that going to change in layer 1x that have bought into the private and public sale? Because I tell you what, it'll change my life.
It'll change my life because of being as lucky as I was to win one of those daily contests, let alone what I bought. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to change my life, but I do. I mean, I really have a feeling that it's going to flip it upside down. Honestly,
yeah. But like, just to when you start looking at what these projects what are out there now, and without like talking down any project, because all blockchains have got advantages and disadvantages, but with what layer 1x offers, there isn't really anything that compares. And the only thing that layer 1x is lacking right now is the network effect, is the community. Once layer 1x has got the community, basically once layer 1x community is caught up with the tech, then layer 1x will be sat somewhere up here. It'll be sat like top 20 coins, because the tech is actually up here. The tech of layer 1x is up here with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now the community,
the stratosphere.
the community of layer 1x is probably somewhere here, like 600, rank 600. But as the community catch up and awareness comes and more people realize and liquidity comes, because people want to be on every chain at the same time with one liquidity pool, then as that community builds, then layer 1x will start catching up with the tech. The community will start catching up with the tech, and that's when you'll find yourself at these ridiculous market caps. And this is I'm just going off the prices of layer 1x, the prices of in a bear market. So, like, look, I mean, if layer 1x got to 20 billion, or in between the 22 billion, that means layer 1x is 1000x. And that is basically taking us to where Shiba and Dogecoin are now. but this is still the bear market. So
and that's in a bear market. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the thing where you're trying to wrap my head around where it's going to go, because the time, just to put it in comparison, right? Pepe. So Pepe went. So look at Pepe now on here. Where is it? Pepe. Where are you, Pepe?
Oh, yeah, Pepe's just like
Pepe.
a little weirdo.
Right, so Pepe, $3.8 billion, right? Pepe went from launch to Binance in 21 days. And that happened because of volume, because people were buying it. So when something goes exponential pretty fast, users come in, transactions happen, volume happens, centralized exchanges just buy the token and they list it. It's not Pepe reaching out saying, can we come on to Binance? They just buy the token because they want to make money from the transaction fees. So when Layer 1X starts getting traction, and believe me, it's going to get traction very quickly, because there's going to be some very big names in the space calling Layer 1X out, letting people know about it. So when that happens, things are going to start moving pretty quickly. So if you've not got into L1X yet, as I've said, just the liquidity bootstrap phase is one way to get in. And if you want to know more, I'd come and join Discord, because ask your questions in there. The community is insane. The team, like they're always doing weekly AMAs. They do AMAs with projects, so you're constantly kept in the loop of what's happening. And like myself, I'm just an investor, but I also do a lot of content for Layer 1X, and these live videos, what I'm doing now, I think we're going to do these more often. And
absolutely.
And we've actually just got a special guest as well. Are you guessing who, Garrett? We've got a special guest who's about to come in. So welcome.
Say it.
It's Chief.
Oh, hey, Chief.
How's it going?
We're doing fantastic. How are you today?
Very good. Yeah. Today, tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are.
Wherever you may be, it doesn't matter. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just started this space up a couple of hours ago, and it's been quite fruitful, actually. It's been good. Yeah. So we've been talking all things Layer 1X, even doing a bit of cheeky price predictions, which I won't bring you into the conversation, Chief, because I know you're strictly not allowed to talk about any of that stuff.
I'd have to bite my tongue off. Yep.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's a good conversation to talk about.
Yeah. Well, Garrett was saying before, he said it must be so hard for the team, because I was saying, like, I might be privy to some things, but the team obviously know everything. And you get conversations that happen in the chat, and it's like, sometimes it's like you want to say so much, but you can't say anything. And it must be so frustrating.
Beyond frustrating. It's stuff you want to say, you want to tell them about, you want to go through, this is what we've done, this is what we're doing. These are the conversations we're having. These are who's approached us. This is who's, deposited in the balancer pool, and oh my God, they're starting to see it, and they want to be on first, and just all this stuff that's happening, So,
yeah,
it's incredibly exciting.
We think so. We're pretty bloody calmly excited. We're like swans, okay? If you know Perth, we have black swans on the river. And obviously swans all over the world are white, and Perth's we're quite unique. We've got the black ones. And it's like, you look at them on the surface and they're paddling along, almost like a duck, but probably more serene. And they look so calm. Underneath, they're paddling like hell.
Yeah.
It's all, from the surface, everything looks like hunky-dory, sunshine and rainbows. And underneath, it's like battlefield.
Treading water.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes, but you make progress forward. Sometimes you go, oh, okay, it didn't quite work that way, so you change what you're doing, and that's part of the learning curve about working out what works. What do we need out there? What capabilities are needed by the market? And that's what we've addressed. And we still get people coming to us going, oh yes, but you're the same as X. or not, maybe not X, but same as company XYZ.
Yeah.
And we look at it and go, nah, we're not even close. We're so far advanced compared to them. And I just had one, from a big depositor the other day. Said, "Oh, but you're like so and so." No, not at all. They can't do any interoperability. They're missing all those things. They haven't got their own VMs. They haven't got this. They haven't got that. All those things that we've built that provide that the interoperability, the sustainability, all of those features.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, like so many protocols and so many blockchains, they throw the word interoperability about very loosely, don't they? And kind of make out that they're interoperable, but when you deep dive, none of them really are. It's all smoke and mirrors, but it's just all through aggregators, but they're not really cross-chain.
Yeah,
They just got good aggregators in place.
Well, they've got a good bridge, that they're hiding behind. So
yeah. Bridge, you said it.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be. I was doing a video the other day and about potentially what I think the airdrop campaign might look like, and I was looking at. I went on Jupiter's website, and one of the ways you can get earn Jupiter coins is from using all the different utilities on the Jup website, and one of them is a bridge. And I said we've got that covered. We don't need that. We don't need the bridge.
No.
We don't need that on our website. It's just there as it is, ready to go.
Yeah, it's like you get on the calls and they go, "So how do you bridge between this?" But we don't bridge. Yeah, but you have to. No, actually, we don't need to bridge.
Yeah,
we transact direct. And this is the thing is, for me, think about it this way, okay? The traditional banking systems out there around the world, they act as they're third-party, third parties that sit in between, say, you and I, Crypto Psycho. I want to send you $100. I've got to go through my bank to get that across to you from my account to yours. And effectively, I'm giving the money to the bank. Well, technically, they've already got it, but anyway. And then I hope that they'll get it across to you. And so many scams and all sorts of BS occurs out there with the banks around the world. They've got massive teams just dealing with all the scammers that are out there. But really, what is the difference between a bridge and a bank? They're all centralized. You've got to give your money across to them for them to be able to do that on your behalf.
Yeah.
So how the hell are bridges decentralized? They're not. Not in any way, shape or form. We know that. But how are they different to a bank? Well, just in name, but they're probably a lot more dangerous.
Yeah.
Much more dangerous.
They're kind of controlling it. They're taking custody of your asset, aren't they? And if something goes wrong in that that process in the middle, then there's a risk, isn't there? So
there is. But I mean, I've got to admit, the traditional banking system does have all the laws in place, put in place by governments to safeguard those transactions and make sure the banks give you, security in case you lose it. But if you make a mistake, they won't refund you if it's your mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they safeguard you to a point from scammers. But if you happen to like hear these people who go out there and want to do a deal, or they get an email in and they go, "Oh yes, if I send $1,000 across, they're going to send me 50,000 return." Those scams, I mean, some of them going back a few years were called the Nigerian 411 scam, which I can't remember what the 411 stands for, some law, but how is that different? You still got scammers out there today. They're just operating differently. And they've got a central point of attack with all of these the bridges. So ultimately, we've got to get to the point of having effectively DEXs in place, many DEXs, who can facilitate that direct, wallet to wallet transfer.
I think I was saying to Garrett earlier, like in probably 5 years' time. Well, it might be less, but you'll be having conversations about. Well, do you know, like 5 years ago, you had to use some intermediary called a bridge to get your assets from one place to another, and anyone joining crypto, then it'll be like they won't believe it, will they? Because the easiness of it, like just using L1X, even if it's using like a white label product through someone else using the L1X tech, that'll just become normal. They'll have never experienced what we've experienced, and the stress and the risk of money loss.
Exactly right. Totally agree. That's where we need to get to. Can you imagine, 5 years down the track, and all those bridges of, or the CEXs even. What they've done is they'll have to rebrand themselves or change their operating model across to being a DEX.
Yeah,
it's the only way they will survive. And if they don't, well, they might have small business, but I don't think they're going to have it. It's not going to be very big.
Yeah, I think it'll get to a point as well where, like, Layer 1X might not necessarily be known by everybody, but the Layer 1X tech itself will be. It'll be like the tech that makes the internet work. But I think Layer 1X, it'll be where you've got all these different protocols that run on top of Layer 1X, branded as their own, and Layer 1X will do all the back end stuff, and that'll just be the norm. But L1X itself might not be an everyday name. I mean, in all likelihood, it will be in the Web3 world if you're a degen and you're buying in. But there'll be a lot of people that it won't necessarily be made available to them. It's just, we just use this tech, and they won't know that L1X is letting it all happen on behind the scenes.
No, they might see a little label down the bottom saying "powered by L1X."
Yeah, it's the same now, isn't it? Yeah, well, it's the same now, isn't it? When you use a lot of these bridges, and they might use like Axelar or Layer Zero. Like you've got to sometimes delve deep, haven't you, to look at the underlying tech underneath it. It's not always apparent. Like
and to be honest, most people won't check. They'll make an assumption, and they won't look any further at the danger of what they're doing until something happens to them.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is as well with bridges and the entire like Web3 space and everybody that uses it, from like businesses to influencers, nobody talks really about the risk of bridges, because the problem is everybody's using them, so they can't really talk them down and put them in a negative light, because at the minute it's the engine that facilitates everything to happen.
Until now, it's been the only way they could do it.
Yeah,
it's true. I was talking about L1X, because I always do, in another project I'm in, just random, and like they were talking about. I was telling them how this is cross-chain. It's true cross-chain interoperability without bridges, and they're like, "Oh, Wormhole's doing that." I said, "No, they're not." I said, it's not the same at all. I said, they're still utilizing bridges. Well, you have to use bridges. Well, no, you don't have to use bridges. Layer 1X doesn't use bridges. But still, people are thinking, oh, you have to use a bridge. And then I told them how much money, and I kept throwing up all these articles about how much money gets funneled out of crypto and in these hacks, right? And I'm like, 40% of those hacks were the bridges alone. And they're like, well, no, that's just all the blockchains. That's not the bridges. I said, yeah, we'll read on in there. I said, like a third or like 40% of that, all of the money that's been hacked out of blockchain, well, like over a third of it is from bridges. Well, they said that can't be true because no one would use it. Well, that's not true, because everybody uses it, and those are true. It's like beating a dead horse, basically.
Because there's nothing else to compare it to until now. That's all people knew. They have to trust the interface that they're going into, and just because they don't use the word for site A, whatever it might be, just because they decide to describe that they can transfer from chain A to B, they don't mention bridge. Well, it must be okay then. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People, the thinking is that if it's not written there, they're safe.
Yeah, well, they're just seeing. It's like a lot of them. Like you're literally seeing like a route, aren't you? You're seeing it going from like, I don't know, USDT to USDC to BNB to, and they don't really see the significance or what's happening in between, because they're not most in. Let's get real. Like, how many people in like Web3 are actually educated to the point where they understand what a bridge is? So it's not really mentioned, is it? And no one really asks the question. It's just, oh yeah, we'll just use that. And like you said, if it works, no one cares. It's when there's a problem that's when it's a major deal.
Yep. And for those who've been hacked, that's when it becomes a huge deal, and they go start looking elsewhere. And, oh, hang on, yeah, they are unsafe. Shit, why am I using them? And the answer is because there was nothing else.
Yeah, I think layer 1x is going to get that like aha moment, and it's when it gets the network effect. And unfortunately, until people know about you, no one gives a toss. So you can talk and tell people till you're blue in the face, but until X, Y, and Z, these top level people in the space know about you, start talking about you, then people start listening. It needs people that have got credibility to talk about you until they think you're credible.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we had, like I said, we had somebody last week just do a massive deposit onto the balancer, and got onto a call with them just to talk about the tech. And they were quite astounded about what the capabilities that they'd not seen it and heard of it until now. And it takes a while for that the information to get out there, because people are not open to it unless they've seen a problem or they've identified that the problem exists. They're blind. They're totally blind to it. And now what they're saying is, well, actually, yeah, you're right. This is a major problem that we've had. So it's instantly become something that they realize that they don't want, they need.
Yeah.
They must have it.
And
that becomes much more important.
Definitely. And once they've actually once they've understood one little aspect of it, and then that's either made them invest or it's made them do a deeper dive, then they start looking at the other utilities. And like a lot of these protocols and projects, as soon as they start looking at the DeFi capabilities, then that's another level altogether then, because what they've been able to get in returns just through using their own protocols, you put L1X in the middle and it just blows it out of the water, doesn't it?
No, exactly. Yeah.
It's exciting times. It's going to be this month is going to be pretty epic, I'm sure.
Exciting.
I think a lot of the callers that come out and like the KOLs and the publicity that Layer 1X is going to get, I think it's good. It's not going to be long before there's a lot of people talking about what it is that Layer 1X is.
It's important.
That's exactly right.
It's a very important innovation in this space, and that's what sold me. I mean, just Mark telling me after he got back from the blockchain event for the first time about everything and how it can swap across chain without bridges, I was sold. And then I did my research. That's all I had to hear for me to want to learn about L1X. Because they're just so nerve-wracking when using a bridge. It's nerve-wracking when your money's not there and you have to wait for a half hour, 2 hours, a day to get your money.
Well, that's exactly what these guys were saying the other day when I was talking to them, is that he said, when we've done transactions, he said, and it might take 30 minutes or something to come through. And he was describing the one particular trade, and he said, he said that one actually took over 24 hours to come through. He said, and the stress associated with hoping that crypto got through to the other wallet, he said, just blew them away. They were scared.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're a first time user of a bridge, or you've been doing it for years. You still get anxiety, don't you? When you've sent that money until it arrives in your destination wallet, and you think about high volume transactions as well. I mean, it's got to cause some serious anxiety.
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, unless you can see it, where is it in the status of that transaction? And yes, we did some tests on some of the bridges that are out there, and you know, that one of them showed the transaction is taking 5 minutes before it was completed, is what it showed. And went, okay, so, and we did that in about 19 seconds. That includes the time on the other chains as well, obviously, not just on L1X. But when we looked a little bit deeper, we realized the transaction, they showed complete on the screen, but it took about 20 minutes to reach finality. So they were reporting that it was complete before it actually was.
So even the data that they were giving you wasn't actually factual.
Correct. Yeah, and it was designed to make you, you feel better that it's got there.
Yeah.
Feel better. Yeah.
What? Okay, so let's just placate everybody by telling them it was done. And, oh, hang on, if that transaction actually doesn't reach there because it got hacked, we'll tell them then.
Yeah.
It
actually did. It didn't get there, actually. We're sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. There's nothing we can do. You lost your money. Have a nice day.
And then why don't you go onto the bridges and just have a look and see who are you talking to? Who are the people that are running it? Who's accountable? They're all hidden behind, they won't dox themselves. No way.
No, they won't put themselves on camera for sure.
That's the problem, isn't it? You don't even know who it is you're dealing with. Like you've literally got no idea. You get a problem. I mean, what do you do really? Who do you report it to? That's the whole point of being decentralized. But at the end of the day, there has to be some kind of accountability as well.
Absolutely.
I got that quite a few years, and I did a transaction, and it was a test, before I moved across the actual funds, and it was one of my first ones I ever did on ETH, I think, and or ETH going across to, I think, Terra at the time. And I think I was using, I can't remember who it was, probably Binance or somebody, whatever it was, for that stage of the transaction. And stupid me put in the wrong network. It was a classic.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yep. And so I ended up losing it because it went to the wrong network. And I hunted around, and sent the mails. This is what happened. This is where it is. Looked up all the TX hashes, did all of that, gave it all to them, and they said, yeah, well, okay, but too bad. You lost it.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
When somebody comes out with a true cross-chain capability, you might then be able to get it back.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And you think about what the thing is, once one protocol finds out about it, one blockchain starts using it, then that soon kind of spreads, doesn't it? Because the thing is, if for instance Near Protocol suddenly connected to Layer 1X, and it's then got that competitive edge because it's then cross-chain, it can do all these new DeFi players, then all these other chains, well, they're going to be like, well, we have to connect, because otherwise all these other chains that aren't connected to Layer 1X, they're going to be at a massive disadvantage. So
they're going to overtake,
they've not really got any choice but to connect, have they? Because otherwise they're going to be potentially losing projects, losing users, and TVL. That's the main thing, is the TVL on chain, isn't it? They're going to want to keep as much as they can of it.
And
they're going to be cartoned off behind a wall, basically, and you'll have to bridge still. And why would you want to bridge when there's L1X?
Totally agree. That's where we got to get it to, and it's that exposure that it takes a while to ramp that up, and we've tried all possibilities of how we actually get the name out there. Tried this, that. We're going out there with the KOLs now, and that seems to be having a pretty decent effect. And we've got the airdrop going out. All those things are going to ramp it up, and then we've got to rely still on things like word of mouth.
Yeah. That's the thing. Word of mouth, like, people underestimate it, but community, if you think about like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's not the spread of the success of the protocol isn't done via marketing companies, it's done by users. So people use it, then that transcends to more users, and the more people that use it, the more people that are going to use it. So like getting
and it's people like you guys. Those that are out there talking about it, getting the word out there, and that hopefully will create. You'll link to somebody today, and they'll look and go, "Actually, I haven't heard of this." Oh, they'll listen and go, "I need to look further," and they'll look further, and then you'll influence somebody else, and then somebody on from there, and that all then grows exponentially.
Well, it's like now there's 42 people watching this live stream, and like I don't know how many people are from the Discord community. There's probably a chunk of people that maybe haven't even heard of Layer 1x. So it's yeah. So I'm gonna do a Joe, Mike. And what does Joe always ask? Have you got any alpha you want to drop?
Everybody always wants alpha.
Well, I've got to do a Joe. Like this is like it's a running theme, and it doesn't matter what alpha you drop. Joe always asks for more alpha.
True, he does. Doesn't mean he's going to get it though.
Doesn't mean
if you want to give it, cool. If you don't, it's all good.
No, we try to be really careful with alpha because otherwise, you know, how much alpha can you handle? Does it become beta?
It's still true, isn't it? Yeah.
So
that's
I'm
one
good
of that's
with
one.
alpha coming out slowly, so I can understand it. So I'm happy with it.
That's one of them. That's one of them. Yeah.
Okay, a tiny little bit of it, and it's not. Yeah, maybe it's not that hugely important, but maybe it is. So I'm now spending quite a bit of time actually putting together some information, documents, etc., for projects, and it's to enable those projects to self-onboard. So once we get out there, and it's a matter then of finding the capability that you want. Do you want a multi-sig or standard smart contract? What features do you need? Do you need the ability to be able to create mint NFTs and whatever else in there? Do you need to be able to put the multi-sig in there with the NFTs so that you can actually, you know, if somebody has let's say a piece of memorabilia that they want ongoing revenue to come back to the originator of that every time it's sold, second, third, fourth, 10th, whatever it might be time. If you can do that, then okay, this is what you need to implement. And the idea there is to make it as simple as possible for those projects to start utilizing the network.
Yeah, I think that's
and
yeah.
When you reach that then becomes something that helps that mass adoption from projects.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're a project and you can basically self-onboard to a chain, like that just takes away so much resources from the team itself, doesn't it? Because you create the tech to allow it to happen, to self-onboard. Like you can onboard. I mean, Jesus, we're coming into a bull market. Like, how many projects could you seriously onboard if they're using a self-onboarding tool that's probably got stuff in the back end to protect any mistakes happening? That's a game changer, isn't it?
And then you start going out to the exchanges, and this is where when we're talking to the CXs, we're talking to them about. So we've also got the ability for you to have a DEX in the future, and what we're saying there is for them is that whilst you're a CX today, the future will be DEXs, not CXs. So they're able to rebrand themselves as a DEX and become much more secure and safer and faster with their transactions for their end users. So you start looking out there and you've got, you know, some of these CXs out there with 40, 50, 100 million users globally. When they can actually go to them and say, we can now make your transactions faster, safer and cheaper, and that goes out to 100 million people. I don't know about you, but my mind just boggled.
Yeah, that is massive, isn't it? Because like centralized exchanges allowing like users to basically cross-chain swaps on a DEX without that is insane.
That's the starting point. So once you get to them, and when you're going out there to whether it's 10 million, there's one with 40 odd million, another one with 100 million users. Once we get out there to those, it'll be a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's the same thing again, isn't it? Once you get one centralized exchange signed up, and they can see the use case of it, they can see the benefit of it, they can see the cost saving of it through transactions. It's going to be a snowball again, isn't it? It's going to be.
But then you also get some of the CXs will come back and they say to us, look, oh yes, but if we go across to that, our fees won't be as high. Well, yeah. So you've effectively some of them have raped and pillaged the market and taken massive profits from all these the transactions. But the reality is, it's not about how much you make on it per transaction. that you're going to make 10, 20, 50, $100. It's about the volume of transactions that go through.
Yep.
Because 1 cent of 100 million transactions is better than 10% of 10,000.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. It's user acquisition as well, isn't it? Because if you're a centralized exchange that has got these ridiculously low fees, then you're going to be onboarding way more users. So even though the fees might be less, the amount of transactions plus the amount of users could be exponential compared to what you had.
Yep,
completely makes
exactly
up for
right.
all that. Yeah, it completely makes up for the cost. The volume is where it's at. And that's where you'll get it because of the low fees, the speed, and the safety. The safety is what gets me.
Yep, and I'll quote Matthew on this: faster, safer, cheaper.
Yes. Yeah, I love using that as well. It just rolls off the tongue. EVM, non-EVM, public, private, hybrid, faster, safer, cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's good, isn't it? Good.
Faster, safer, cheaper.
It's so hard. It's so hard with layer 1x when you're trying to tell someone new about it, because you've basically just got to take it down to its core. And I think just to bring people in, you've just got to go down that interoperability, cross-chain swap. I think because it does so much, and the more you think about it, the more it's capable of doing. To bring a newbie in, you've just got to kind of dumbify it, haven't you? Simplify it to the point where you're going after the particular niche, because otherwise it's like information overload.
It is, and then that's where I leave it. I describe the cross-chain interoperability, and then I end with, and that's only one very small piece of the entire ecosystem. You'll have to learn the rest on your own, because it's the highlight, mind you, but it's only one small piece.
No, exactly right. And interestingly, there was an article I was reading the other day about a government that is about to create a digital twin for, dare I say it, a state or a country. Okay.
A digital twin.
Digital twin.
Right.
Yeah, maybe this is one we need to promote a little bit about how we've got the ability to be able to do that, because you can create a digital twin as a decentralized identity. But imagine doing that for anything. Oh, hang on. Oh, property or mining or anything, really. It doesn't matter what it is. To be able to track all of your various, whether they're assets or whether they're, you individually. That's what you need.
Yeah, so they're basically putting everything onto the blockchain pretty much.
Well, they've not used the word blockchain, but to create a digital twin. Now, you tell me what other system out there can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like blockchain. I mean, what else is there really? How would you make that happen?
No, you go and try and do that on a traditional SaaS solution. Okay, it's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of millions.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, good God. I mean, what government did you say that was?
I didn't.
Oh right.
No, he didn't say. He just said a government.
Right. Okay. I was trying to get it at you. I was trying to get it at you there, Chief.
Yeah. Just do Crypto Psycho. Just do a little bit of a search, and if you don't find it, I'll send you the article.
Yeah. I'm just I mean, if they're thinking of that and they've not used the term blockchain, but they must have done the research and realized, if they're not aware of L1X, that's a game changer, isn't it? Because whatever research they've done, they find out about L1X, do a bit more research, and it'll literally blow them away. I'll be doing some research on that.
I'm already doing that right now. Already started.
That'll be interesting for sure. So what are you up to today, Chief? I appreciate your time for jumping in. I know that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you might have I don't know if you muted yourself, Chief, or you might have got a call. I don't know.
Possibly. How's it going?
I
Great.
wasn't.
Am I back?
Anyone else?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're back. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. We just went onto the web. I was just going to do a search for you, but obviously it stopped the audio.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I'll
right.
pause that. I'll leave it for you to find there, mate.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
No,
Send it through to me. I'll confirm it.
Yeah, I'll just do the research on it. I was speaking to basically I'm doing a video for this hardware wallet. I got an Uddy and they're sending me an hardware wallet, and I was looking at like what it is that they did, and they basically have like their own kind of DEX that uses like 1 inch and similar on the back end. And I thought, right, I've got to get a call with these guys. So I set up a call with them, and I was chatting to them because I basically wanted to introduce like them to Layer 1X and the other way around as well. Because I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, you've got this capability of multi-chain, but not all. It's all EVM, but multi-chain using aggregators and whatever. That bridges in the back end. I thought I've got to tell them about L1X, because I think that's it. Once people know about it, it's hard to ignore it. And you think about all the projects that like on the X Talk Space series that we've had, like every single one of them projects, they've found out about the tech, and how many of them have like, okay, we've got to utilize this tech, and we've got to like take advantage of it.
I think you find a lot of them are, if not all of them, are sitting there trying to work out how they do it. That's the key. It comes back to that self-onboarding. If we can create that, give them the ability. Okay, so you need standard smart contracts, no problem. This is what you do. Okay. They can give it across to their Solidity devs, and they'll be able to implement it.
Yeah,
and then ultimately do the same for the non-EVMs as well. So
yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, is there anything out there actually like that right now, where you've got all the contracts ready for them to use, like drag and drop?
I don't think so. No, I'm not aware of it, but
yeah,
maybe the bridges have.
yeah. But then you don't know if you're going to get it if you got it anyhow. 50-50.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that's good. What are you up to today, Mike? Have you got any plans or?
Well, aside from sitting there looking at how nice it is outside, I'm stuck in there just doing a bit of work now. Went for a bit of a trip earlier to go and see my father. That's always a good thing. So and the interesting thing is that I was talking about it today, and look, he's 86 years old. Okay. Now, he's probably one of the most advanced 86-year-olds out there. He is an avid, so he's been, I'll put it this way, he's been a photographer for many, many decades, since he was about 16. And that's a very long time. But he's also probably one of the most proficient Photoshop users I've ever seen.
Oh my God, at 86?
At 86. And when I explained to him what we're building, he's like, oh, wow. But there's something else as well. Here's a little bit of an omen, is that his birthday is on the 2nd of April.
Oh,
nice.
That's cool. That is cool.
So he's pretty excited about the whole thing.
Yeah,
I bet that's amazing.
And do you know what, Mike? It's my birthday today.
Fantastic. Happy birthday, mate.
Yeah. And what better way to spend it with the L1X fam? I mean, I'm neglecting my wife. She's somewhere in the house, and I'm just here doing this.
Mate, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm here with you. What's funny is before I asked everyone that's watching the chat. I said, like, if you've heard of L1X, like, give a thumbs up. If you've not heard of it, like, another emoji. And my daughter give me a thumbs up. And my daughter and her boyfriend are sat in the other bedroom listening to me live on here.
Tell them about what happened.
Wow.
In the first place.
Right, Mike, you're not going to believe this, right? When I started this AMA, I did a live AMA for a different project a couple of days ago, and when I started this AMA, we were probably like 10-15 minutes in, me and Garrett talking, and then I realised I'd gone live, but the title of the AMA wasn't Layer 1X; it was something else, so it was pretty confusing. So I said, Garrett, I said, I've got to cancel this. So I stopped the Twitter, And I said, I'll come back in a minute. And I went out the room and I had a normal t-shirt on. So I got up and I literally took my top off. So I was naked on top, put my L1X top on, put my
I didn't
L1X
want that
hat
image,
on.
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, so I walked out the room and come back. And then my daughter and her boyfriend are laughing their head off. And my wife came in. She said, your live stream's on. So people have been watching me. Yeah, but it had got on YouTube 187 million views.
In just like 3 minutes.
187 million.
Shit.
And on that was me, but they could see my Layer 1X top and the barcode on the back. So it was like a plug for Layer 1X. 187 million people saw it.
Wow.
And
So your body's famous is what you're saying.
It must have just gone viral. Someone must have found it, and it must have just gone viral. People are just sharing it. I mean, I weren't naked. It was only my top half, and my wife is like, "Oh my god," she's already embarrassed. Yeah, my wife's like, "Your butt crack showing." I'm like,
mate, I'm sorry to hear it, but it must be good to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I actually deleted it because my wife come in and she said, "You've just been like caught with your top off on there," so I deleted it. But my daughter screenshotted the video, and yeah, 187 million. She's like Luke here. She's like, Rihanna's got like 9 million views on this video, and my little 3-minute video has got 187 million views. Crazy.
So you're now officially the L1X stripper. Yeah. Yeah, you needed that. Yeah.
The mascot.
Yeah, to be honest, I shouldn't have deleted it. I didn't know about the views prior to deleting it, so I'm kind of gutted I deleted it because it's like a viral video for Layer 1X.
Oh wow!
You should have watched it, yeah, because that Layer 1X would have gone out. I mean, that many views, because everyone would be like, "What is that Layer 1X?" and then look it up, just because of it.
Yeah, crazy. I don't know. Anyway, I probably a good time to end the video. We've been going for 2 hours 20 minutes.
Sure.
Well, I think because it's my birthday, I think
if you want another 187 million, take your t-shirt off.
You shake it up, shake it.
Yeah. I might try it again one time and see what happens.
Yeah, with your dad bod. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing as well, because I didn't know anyone were watching. I didn't even breathe in. I didn't even suck it up.
Oh, mate.
I didn't see it because I was trying to make a cup of coffee. And it's like, I didn't even realize.
To be honest, if my daughter hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known about it. It would have just been still going around on YouTube. Probably would have had a billion views by now.
Probably, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that would scare the daylights out of me. So
yeah.
The L1X meme, the crypto psycho meme. He'd be a coin by next week.
Yeah. Not a good look.
Your image is the NFT.
No, that's not a good
look.
Locked
on chain forever.
My wife but she's already embarrassed. She can't cope with this. Never mind something like that.
Psycho. Yeah. Crypto psycho token.
Crazy.
On L1X.
Right. Listen, guys, Mike, really appreciate you coming on. I've not been onto Spaces before, but yeah, it's good. It's good to have. I mean, I don't expect anyone from the team to ever jump on, but when you do, it just makes it, because especially anyone that's listening in, when they've got like the top dog, if you will, or one of the top dogs at Layer 1X, it's I don't know. It's
one of the
good
pack.
To have you on. One of the pack, yeah. Okay,
I really like this restream here. This restream studio thing is really amazing.
Yeah, well, have you noticed it's kind of got L1X colors around it as well?
So nice, yeah.
I wanted to get the L1X logo on and my logo on, but it's a $16 a month subscription. So maybe as I start using it more, if I start using it more, I'll do it. So then you can brand it as like my own space, then, can't you? Without plugging Restream.
And then once you get your influencer space out there, you'll be able to do it even more.
Yeah, well, that's
the thing, spread it around different platforms. Yeah, you'll be able to connect it and do like AMAs or whatever in here and do your thing and spread it out to more sites and more platforms.
Yeah, well, I've had it all over the. I've had it like all over the L1X app for the best part. So
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, I was showing an advisor that we've got for Hot Knife Studios, and I was telling him about L1X. He said, "Oh," he said, "Do they? So you work with them?" And I said, "I took him to the L1X app." I said, "Well, look, this is the home page for the L1X app," and I'm like, I'm literally right there. So
he
if
didn't even
anyone,
know until I told him about it. He didn't know that you guys put him up as the first influencer. And I'm looking at the app and I'm like, dude, you got to check out the app. He's like, I was like, you're the first influencer on the site. He said, what are you talking about? I said, go on the app and look. I said, they put you on the platform. Like, you are the official first L1X influencer. He was mind blown.
And I'm actually like, if you think like there, I'm actually fully doxed because it's not, it's Crypto Psycho, but it's like literally my whole name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I am. Yep. There's no, I mean, I don't find there's any reason to be a different persona online, I guess, if you're doing the right thing, you know.
It's just one of them, and I think for a lot of people, it's just like a security kind of thing, because if someone knows you've got like a $10 million worth of tokens and it's just a seed phrase away, it can be scary for a lot of people, can't it?
It is, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So anyway, on that note, I shall let everyone go. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone that's here. And Garrett, Mike, really appreciate your time, and
pleasure.
Maybe catch you on the next one.
Indeed.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us.
Take care.
Take care, guys. Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.